review of the books and records disclose that the gross profit margin historically approx to 25% on sales. Okay, so gross profit is given. The sales for the first 6 months of 2010, that is from 1st January till 30th June, were rupees 3,40,000. Raw material purchased was 1,15,000, direct labor was 80,000, and manufacturing overhead has historically been 50% of direct labor. So that is already given. We can find out the manufacturing overhead. Compute the work in progress inventory lost on 30th June 2010 by preparing a statement. Okay, so we have to prepare a statement for 30th June 2010 and not December. We have 6 months in hand, right? So considering that, what we will do, we have sales, right? Sales, it's written as 3,40,000, right? Sales is written, the sales for the first 6 months of 2010 were 3,40,000. So we will mention statement showing computation of work in progress, and then we will start, there's two formats, the particulars, amount column, and we will mention sales, 3,40,000. From sales, if we deduct the gross profit, what we will get? Gross profit is how much? 25% on sales. That is 25% of 3,40,000 is our gross profit. Right? Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, where is your calculators? Everyone bring calculator in front of you. So
good morning, ma'am.
Yes. So class,
Ma'am, facing upload assignments, I will do it ASAP.
85,000.
Yes, 85,000 is gross profit. So gross profit is 85,000. If you deduct the gross profit from sales, what do you get? Sales minus gross profit is?
Cost of sales.
Yes.
Cost of the goods sold.
Sold. So sales minus gross profit is equals to cost of goods sold, right? We have sales, that is 40,000. We have gross profit, that is 85,000. So what do we get? We get the cost of goods sold, which is 2 in calculator, which is how much?
2,55,000. It is the cost of goods sold.
Right, cost of goods sold. From cost of goods sold, we know in the cost sheet that to get cost of goods sold, we need to add the opening stock of finished goods and deduct the closing stock of finished goods. If you go to the format of cost sheet, you can see over there, to come to cost of goods sold, we need to add opening stock of finished goods and we need to deduct closing stock of finished goods. So we are going in the opposite direction. We are coming from sales. So sales less profit, we are getting the total cost. That is cost of sales, or since cost of selling and overhead expense is not here, so we are considering cost of sales as cost of goods sold. Now from cost of goods sold, we will add the closing stock of finished goods. Right? What is the closing stock of finished goods?
Ma'am, 1,19,000.
19,000. So we will add the closing stock of finished goods at 19,000. Okay. So after you have added the closing stock of finished goods, 1,19,000, what you get, you deduct it with the opening stock of finished goods, which is how much? Opening stock?
1,40,000.
1,40,000. Yes. So what do we get? We get cost of production. What do we get? We get cost of production, works cost, right? We get cost of production or works cost. Okay, right class.
Yes, ma'am.
2,34,000.
Ma'am,
Raw
your voice is
materials.
breaking, ma'am.
So works cost is 2 lakh or cost of production.
You are not audible, ma'am.
Yes, works cost. Can you see this? Can you see this? Works cost is 2,34,000. Right. Now from that you need to deduct the raw materials consumed. Right. So if cost of production is 2,34,000. So from 2,34,000, you need to deduct raw materials consumed. Right. Raw material consumed. Here we have raw material consumed. We have opening stock. Right. Opening stock of raw material. How much is the opening stock of raw material? We know raw material consumed opening stock at purchase less closing stock. That's what we will do.
Yes, ma'am.
So opening stock is 30,000. So from opening stock we will add purchase of raw material, which is how much? Purchase of raw material. Raw material purchase is 1,15,000. So that is 1,15,000, and now we need to deduct it with the closing stock. Closing, we will deduct. That is how much? 62,000. Right? So finally, what you are doing? You are deducting 83,000, isn't it? So if you are deducting 83,000 from cost of production, you will get 1,51,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So opening stock at purchase less closing stock of raw material, if you do, that is raw material consumed, you will get 83,000. If you deduct 83,000 from 2,34,000, you will get is 1,51,000.
Ma'am, what will be my 83,000?
This opening stock at purchase less closing stock.
Purchase less closing.
At purchase and less closing. So that is 83,000. So you're getting 1,51,000. Now from that, we will deduct direct labor cost, manufacturing overhead, and opening work in progress. Then only we get closing work in progress, right? Because these are all included in 1,51,000. So direct labor cost, as mentioned in the problem, is 80,000. Manufacturing overhead is 50% of 80,000. And we need closing work in progress, so work in progress is to be deducted. So opening work in progress. So that is how much? 1 lakh. So if you add this, get 2,20,000. So if you deduct 20,000 from 1,51,000, you will get closing WIP. That is how much? 69,000. So for illustration 12, the answer is 69,000. Okay. Okay, class, is there any confusion? Illustration 12? Illustration 12 is understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now let's move on to illustration 16. Now, if you check illustration 16, it's written that from the following particulars, prepare a cost statement and show therein prime cost, works cost, cost of production, cost of sales and profit per unit. यानी कि पूरा cost sheet. Okay. So illustration 16. So do you need illustration 16? Anyone? Or should I go to the next illustration?
16 done.
16. So let's move on to the next one. Illustration 23. So illustration 23 is telling treatment of typical items on direct wages and direct expenses. Following data are available from the cost records of MacLean Limited for the year ended on 31st December 2009, and they have given the figures. So illustration 23 is required.
Ma'am, can you help at 29?
Okay. Say illustration 16 answer. Just sharing with you the answers. So illustration 16 prime cost will be rupees 1,05,400. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm not I'm not able to upload this file. It's not showing, ma'am. Can I upload the photos instead?
Oh no. To take the help of your friend, you need to send it in the assignment section.
Yeah,
Now,
that's fine, ma'am.
works cost.
Ma'am, I'm not able to upload the PDF. Is it okay if I send the photos?
No, it's not okay. It becomes difficult.
Ma'am, can I
Share
send it
with
to you
your.
on WhatsApp because it's not working here? It's not showing.
No. It is showing for everyone and it will show you. And I'm working on that we can submit all the assignments to the team. So works cost will be 1,39,400. It will be rupees 47,600. Cost of goods sold. One lakh 39,680. Cost of sales. rupees 1,48,880 and sales will be 200. That is for illustration 16. Okay, illustration 23. Prime cost I will let raw material consumed 70,000. Total of wages 65,000. Total of direct expenses 5,000. Prime cost 170,000. No, 92,000. Two lakh 10,000. 2,20,000. Cost of 2,25,000. Cost of sales 2 lakhs. Okay. That is illustration 23. Now illustration 29. Trisha, did you send me the answer of selling price 1,200, right?
Ma'am, selling price of the 29th one was 120.
120. Huh, 120. You were almost right. The procedure you adopted was right, but then you went wrong on the computation part.
Okay, ma'am.
So, as is written over here, a firm manufactures its product at rupees 100 per unit. Okay, so every product they manufacture per product's cost is 100. Total cost composed is, so there are three elements of cost. One is direct material, another is direct wages, and another is overhead. So direct material is 40%, direct wages is 30%, and overhead is 30%. So that means 40 rupees direct material, since rupees 100 per unit. So per direct material 40 rupees, per direct wages 30 rupees, and per overhead is 30. Okay. An increase in market price by 15% and wage rate by 10% is expected in the next year. So the next year the cost will be rupees 40 into 115%. And the next year the cost will be rupees 30. Yes, rupees 30 into 130%. As a result, profit at current selling price will decrease by 45% of the present profit. So whatever is the profit, now what is the current selling price per unit? So whatever will be the profit, that will be whatever is profit now less 45%. So how we will do this? Now we will go in the algebraic way. So let us consider that the current selling price per unit be X. Let's write down what is the how to do the problem is that first we write down whatever is given. Okay. For that, insert particular column, graph column, current column, and the revised column.
Ma'am,
Material
ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I was not able to upload it in the.
As I said, you can take the help of your friends who have already uploaded. So that will be easier for both of us. So direct labor, direct material, 40% of rupees. How much is the rupees?
Ma'am, 100. 100 is the manufacturing cost.
Yes. No, yours was right. Trisha, yours was right. Okay. I did the problem considering it 1000. So that's why it was coming 1200. Yours was right. Okay. So 40% of rupees 100, that will be and if it's revised, it is 40 into 115%. That is 46. Direct labor will be 30%. Rupees 100. So that will be 30. And here it will be 3. It is 110%. Mute yourself. Mute yourself. It's Shubham. Shubham, mute yourself. And the overhead 30% of 100. That is again 30. That is 30 because there is no change in the overhead section. So total cost is 100 over here. And this is how much? 46 plus 33 plus 30, which is 109. So this is given, right? This is given in the problem. So now at selling price per unit, the selling price per unit is X. Then total cost minus X is the profit, right? So Therefore, selling price minus cost price is profit. So selling price is X minus cost price, that is 100. That is selling price. Now, what do we need to find out? We need to find out the selling price per unit. So what we will do, we will simply equate the whole thing. So according to the information, the revised profit will decrease by 45% of the present profit, or we can say that 100 minus 45, that is 55% of the present profit, right? So therefore, X minus 109 is X minus 100 multiplied by 0.55, that is 55%, 0.55. Is that clear, class? Is this clear? किसको समझ में नहीं आया ये इक्वेशन बताओ. ये इक्वेशन किसको समझ में आया उसको उसका ये प्रॉब्लम अंडरस्टूड. He or she can do this problem. This equation is understood.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Go back to the problem. It's written over here. This point is clear ना कि material 15% increase हो गया, 10% labor increase हो गया. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's why this is clear. So now next it's written that as a result, the profit at current selling price will decrease by 40% of the present profit. ठीक है. The profit at current selling price का जो profit है वो decrease करेगा, revised profit से 45% decrease करेगा. यानी कि जो current profit है वो revised profit का 55% है. Understood? Understand this. If मतलब अभी suppose the profit now is say 5 rupees. Okay, right now in 2020 we are earning a profit of 5 rupees. Okay, in 2021 the profit whatever you will be earning, that profit will is like this year's profit is 55% of that profit. Okay, so 45% less than the next year's profit. Are you understanding? So suppose the next year you are earning 7.25 rupees as profit. So that 7.25 rupees for in the current year's profit is less than the next year's profit which you will be earning next year at the rate of 45% कम उस next साल के profit से इस साल का profit. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. That's good. So if you understood that, then you will understand. क्योंकि हम exactly profit नहीं बोल सकते because selling price we don't know. So the price we are considering. So profit for the current year is X minus 100. That is selling price minus cost price is profit current. Next year the cost has increased to 109. So selling price minus cost price we will get the profit. But we cannot say it equals to X minus 109 is equal to X minus 100. Why we cannot say equals to? Because the current year's profit, which is X minus 100, is only 55% of the revised profit. Right? So that is why we have multiplied this 0.55. Is that clear, class? Is that clear? Jordan?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Trisha, you have solved. I know you have understood. Jordan?
Yes, ma'am.
Jordan,
Ma'am,
can you
she
please
also
tell
did it,
me?
like both of us did
Ma'am,
it.
we did the same, ma'am.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, both of us did it together.
Okay. Anuj, can you, like, Ronak was asking me. Ronak, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm there, ma'am.
Ronak, can you tell me why did I multiply 0.55 with x minus 100?
Ma'am, ma'am, I didn't understood, ma'am. First, I have concentrated it, but I haven't understood, ma'am, the whole is. That's why I'm telling the truth. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, okay. See, where you have not understood, can you just pinpoint me where you have not understood?
Ma'am, that direct and overhead, ma'am, that you have done calculation there, ma'am. Profit. I haven't understood, ma'am. Seriously, ma'am, I haven't understood.
See, it's written in the problem if you read the problem. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
not. You do one thing in your home, you read the problem and try solving it very clearly. Trisha, Jordan, anyone, can you help your friends to understand this problem? Like you can discuss
Yes,
it in the
ma'am.
later. So please
Yes,
help
ma'am.
them out. But in short, I'm just telling the only problem areas that is direct material increase. So previous year it was 40. So the next year it will become 46 because it increased by 15%. So you can do in that this way 40 multiplied by 15%. So you will get 6. Then you add with 40. So it will come to 46 only. Similarly, 30 you multiply by 10%, it will become 3. Then if you add 3 with 30, it will become 33 only. So this is the area, but overhead is unchanged. So for if you add this, it's the normal cost sheet. Direct material plus direct labor plus overhead, you get the total cost. So after you get total cost, add profit, you get selling price. But the fact is that selling price per unit is absent. So over here, when you do add profit, we cannot do add profit because we do not have the profit figure. Also, we do not have the selling price figure, right? So selling price what we have considered is X. Selling price what we have considered is X. So what will be the profit? Profit will be total cost minus selling price, right? That will be the profit. Similarly, total cost minus, selling price minus the total cost will be the profit. Selling price, yes. Similarly over here, selling price minus the total cost will be the profit. So that's what I have written over here. Profit for the current year is x minus 100. Profit for revised is x minus 109. Now it's written clearly that the selling price, the current year's profit will be 0.55% of the revised price. So to create this equation, I have done this. Now you just simply need to solve the equation, right? So, or that will be x minus 1 equals to 0.55x minus 109, yes, 55, that is. So now just equate this problem. So 100 minus 55, 54, and there it's 0.55 minus 1. So 0.45. 54.
Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am, properly, ma'am.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Or x is equals to 54.
X is 120.
Yes. So that's your answer. Okay, actually, ultimately, I solved the whole problem in the class only. So this is clear? Yes, solve in home. Try solving it. The students who have not understood it, I can tell to you, it's okay not to understand. Keep on trying. Do it 2-3 times. You will definitely understand it. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Still,
ma'am.
if you do, yes, discuss with your friends who have solved it properly. Ask them how they have done. Discuss among yourself. Okay, you can discuss in WhatsApp group. You can you discuss. Like you, if you cannot understand, then you can come to me. I will let you know how to do it. I also told you in the class itself how you will compute it. First, you do the given portion, then you let the ungiven portion as x, then you create a equation. After creation of equation, then you solve the equation, you will get the answer. Technically, that's how you need to do it. Okay. Also, practically also if you do it, generally this is how the procedure goes. Okay. Now here I complete module 1. If you have any confusion in module 1, you can always ask me in WhatsApp group. You can mail me. You can ask me in the class. Okay. Anuj Tarafdar, you're in hold, right? Anuj Tarafdar. Uh, Today's class is almost over. I cannot start the class today, but from the next class, we will start with module 2, that is material costing. Material costing covers good amount of weightage as per the syllabus. So in material costing, we will cover books of accounts leading to classification of materials. I'm just going through the theoretical portions very fast. So basically, why is classification of materials required? Scientific classification of material is required for a good system of storekeeping because it helps in easy identification of materials. It aids in elimination of chances of wrong issue
Ma'am,
of
you're calling me.
materials. Yes, Anuj, you are on hold.
Yes, ma'am. Someone was calling.
Why you will pick up during the class, Anuj? Don't pick up the call
Yeah,
when
ma'am. Thank you.
class is going on. Okay, so as I was telling that scientific classification helps in elimination of chances of wrong, chances of frauds, chances of errors. It helps in mechanization of store routines, helps in organizing how to maintain the stores, how to maintain the inventory. It saves time in material handling. Okay. Basically, the material is classified on the basis of nature. And on the basis of nature, material is classified as per direct materials and indirect materials. So what is direct material? Well, direct materials are those materials which can be identified or readily traced with the cost objective, which may be a product or a department or a territory, etc. Very in a layman language, if I say, direct materials are the materials which are directly related to the cost of production, which is directly related to the cost objective, maybe for creation of the product, maybe for the department, maybe for the territory. Okay, so that is direct material. So what is included in direct materials? Like direct material includes materials specifically required for a process, for a job order, or for a production order. Direct material also includes materials transferred from one process to another, requisition charges such as freight, tax, insurance, etc. So we add all these factors like freight, any transportation cost, we add to it. Any tax paid for direct labor, we add to it. Any insurance, we add to it. Any abnormal loss in relation to the materials, we deduct it. Okay. Also, direct material involves packaging charges as well. So primary packing of material is included over here. Now, the another portion that is indirect material is also a part of materials. So one portion is direct material. Indirect material is opposite to direct material. That is, indirect material are those materials which are not directly related with the finished goods, which are not directly related with the cost of production. So as it's written, indirect materials are those materials, those are not directly traceable to finished goods. Okay, examples are like oil, grease, waste for machine, blooms, rags, cleaning materials for generators. Okay, sometimes distinction between direct and indirect material is based on whether the expense of controlling the expenditure by job is justified by the savings, right? So how you're investing, where you're investing, and whether you're saving or not, then what kind of savings you're making. We will understand, the concept will be more clear when we will do the problems. Also, in the next class, we will cover techniques of inventory control. There are many techniques of inventory control. Okay. And purchasing system is one. So I will not read all of them today because the time is almost up. So 2-3 minutes more I will take from you to make you understand. So basically this is a theoretical portion. Planned purchasing system requires the establishment of a good purchase procedure. That's it. So next is setting of various stock levels. So this we will read in our class, that is economic order quantity portion we will do. So before doing economic order quantity, it is important to understand the setting of various stock levels. Basically, the different stock levels which are fixed for effective control of materials are 4. One is reorder level, 2 is minimum level, 3 is maximum level, and 4 is danger level. Now, reorder level is that level at which an order is placed for further procurement of materials. Okay, when you require more materials, you have some materials, say 1000 units, you need more 200 units. So then it's a reorder level. At this level, an order needs to be placed. It indicates the point of purchase. Now, the factors on which the selection of this level depends are like the normal rate of consumption of materials per day, and the time lag between the date of placing the order of that 200 materials or 500 materials and receiving the goods, or the lead time, you can say this. There is a time lag, lead time. Also, it depends on minimum level of stock to be maintained in that organization and the maximum usage of the materials which has been done. The reorder level is fixed somewhere between maximum level and minimum level. So it's in between. Okay. Now, reorder level provides for the needs of materials during the lead time. It helps to meet up the demand supply gap. Now, the quantity of stock represented by the difference between reorder level and minimum level should be sufficient to meet the demands of the production during the lead time. So the time needed for delivery and the rate of consumption of materials during that time are important factors for selling this level. Maximum consumption and abnormal supply of materials must be taken care of. So you may see that reorder level is around maximum usage multiplied by the maximum reorder period. Suppose the maximum usage of the product is 1000 and maximum reorder period is like say 3 weeks. So 1000 multiplied by 3 weeks will be your reorder level. Also, you can do like suppose the average usage of the product is say 500 and the average reorder period is 2. So therefore average usage minus average reorder period, that is 500 multiplied by 2, that is 1000, plus the minimum stock which is required to be maintained. Suppose the minimum stock is 200. So 1000 plus 2. So 1200 is your reorder level. Or also like lead time consumption, if the lead time consumption, that is the gap within which the consumption is made, is say 500 and the safety stock is 200, then the reorder level will be 700. So it totally depends on the situation, what information the problem is given. So depending on whatever information you're getting from the problem, you will be working on setting of various stock levels. So we will do a sum in the next class in relation to setting of various stock levels. In setting of various stock levels, you will also get informations on minimum level and maximum levels. Also, average stock level is there. Now, danger level is actually fixed below the minimum level. When the minimum level is not maintained, the minimum level has been exceeded, then it is referred as danger level. Now, it indicates an alarming situation when urgent steps are required to be taken to procure the materials. So here, basically, the danger level is normal or average consumption multiplied by the maximum lead time for emergency purchase. Okay. So,
Ma'am, ma'am, sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Uh, Hello.
yes, Ronak.
Ma'am, can you, ma'am, have a revise, ma'am, of module 1, ma'am? If you don't mind, ma'am, because we want over through, ma'am, just a little bit of sums and theory part, ma'am, if you can, because uh, because we want revision, ma'am, for the first module.
Actually, Ronak, I can definitely do that. But, more typical sums are waiting for us. Not typical sums, I will say easy sums, but the syllabus is waiting for us. So what I can do is that if I get the time at the end of the syllabus, I will revise. In the meantime, what we can do is that we can discuss not in class but outside the class. So I can give you small works so you can work on it, or you can Ronak, you can take your friends help and ask them where they have specific problem in. After getting the list, I will choose the common one and then I will provide you materials in relation to it. And if I get the time, then at the end of the classes, like end of the syllabus, I will discuss. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Because we need to proceed a lot because labor is quite big. Material is also not very small. I have to do various problems in material as well. There are a variety of sums and it's more scoring also. Material, there are small sums. So it's very scoring. So I will, we need to proceed. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So,
Okay. So the next class, what we will do is that we will work on setting of various stock levels. So we will do some sums on setting of various stock levels, and I will provide you the theoretical notes, maybe in WhatsApp or maybe in the MS team. Okay. So thank you for today. Bye, class.
thank you, ma'am.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thank you.